Oh. Right, okay, so there's a window just being opened up behind us. That was made us.
That was a little bit odd.
Yes, that was strange.
Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ian J. Cole.
Hi, I'm Jane.
And this is show 3 of day 9. Which
it's number 33.
And it's number 33.
I think it's 33.
We think it's 33. Anyway, it'll probably, the right number, or maybe not the right number, but a number will be on it.
We're going to talk about it.
We're going to talk about it anyway. And we've just been to see Teach. Now this was, there was a shot when we went to we're at the Space UK site where they've got about 400 shows on, and we were at their press launch today. It's linked in one of the videos down below. And actually the chap who welcomed everybody into the press launch was actually Matthew, who showed this to us. We thought it was the compere for the night, but actually it was he was allowed to do that in character, and he did a short piece from the show, and we quite liked what we saw. And full disclosure, I contacted the press office and they sorted out some tickets for this and another show that we're going to in a little while. We'll talk about that in another video. And I think we've had a brief chat about this. I think we're going to disagree slightly about this. Do you want to go first, or shall I go first?
I'll kick off. I don't mind.
Okay.
Yeah. So we knew that he was a teacher. We knew that he was going to be quite political about it. Some of his views, and he's a very, very passionate guy. He did train as an actor before he went into teaching. And he's good, very good actor. And so we had a little bit about his sort of early experiences as a child.
Yes, he started at 3 upwards.
Yeah, in education.
From 3 onwards.
And Mrs. Oh, and I've forgotten her name. Mrs. Newlin.
No, it wasn't Mrs. Newlin. It was a name that had, and because you mentioned a few too. But anyway, obviously this was an inspirational teacher
who came back
from China.
A visit to China, and she had the red table, and she had the kids drawing dragons and telling them tales of China, and all his love of education stemmed from this lady.
Hopefully her name will come to me.
Hang on, I'm going. Well,
it might be in the.
It might be. Well, I'm going while Ian's teaching.
Well, I'm teaching.
While he's talking, I'm going to put my reading glasses on and see if. Oh. Right, okay, so there's a window just being opened up behind us. That was made us.
That was a little bit odd.
Yes, that was strange.
So
anyway,
you look it up while I give my.
So
what I think
then
about
obviously it was his journey within teaching, things that happened, personal things that happened in teaching, meetings he'd been into, challenges. He had some time off sick. Throughout the show, he referenced a book with statistics in,
which is called. It's a real book, How to Survive in Teaching by Dr. Emma Kell.
Yeah. So that featured quite strong. He. I liked his style. I liked him as a person. But about 3/4 of the way through, he became for me too over dramatic. And that's just me. He lost me slightly. I mean, I believe very much in his politics and his teaching philosophy. I loved the way that he wanted to have kids in a circle. He wanted to get away from lines, lines of kids, and I like all of that. But I just found it a bit over the top, just on occasions, and I felt that he had more impact for me when he just toned it down slightly and talked. Overall, I'm with him. And he had his voting.
We had three votes at certain
and I
points.
voted each time for him to stay in teaching.
Yeah, and so did I. And partly, I think,
I'm going to have a look.
Although the educational system is collapsing, and part of Matthew's argument is that it's collapsing, and that, my feeling is that the educational system needs great teachers. And I think he is a good teacher. I mean,
yes, exactly.
I got the impression that, I bet the kids love him, really, because he's one of the. He just strikes me as one of the guys at the front of the classroom that is inspirational. I absolutely loved it. I actually disagree with Jane about the fact that when she thought it was over dramatic. I didn't. I thought it was paced right the way through. We're not giving any secrets away. That we're making assumptions that this is his real life. Matthew, or the character Matthew is playing, is a gay man in teaching, which all of the bullying over time, which can be associated with that sort of thing, was discussed. I loved it. I thought it was great, really.
Sorry to be rude. I'm just trying to see if he does actually mention his.
I thought it began with R. Was it Mrs. Renfrew or something like that?
Yeah, Renfrew. Yeah. He has within. This is very, very comprehensive, and he does have a structure of the play.
Yeah.
And so Act 1 is forming, and that's dragons. In the beginning, there were dragons.
Yeah.
And that's referencing this lady. And at the back, acknowledgements. There's a fantastic list of acknowledgements, but she isn't
she's
in
not
there. So apologies for forgetting her name.
And again, it's a. Can I just have that sec, It's been getting fantastic reviews from elsewhere. It's going to get a fantastic. Well, we'll assume it's going to get a fantastic review here. But 4 stars in the stage, 5 stars in the. Oh, actually, I'm lying to you. This is for his last show, which was Canoe in 2018. So so I'll stop that then. But anyway, he had 4 and 5 stars for his last show last year. Is there anything else that you wanted to add?
No,
I
don't think so.
So we do technically. I take Jane's point about the over dramatic elements towards the end. I thought it was fine and justified.
Yeah.
When it came in.
Yeah.
So but that's.
I think that's
theatre.
Absolutely.
I also love the fact that he we were out in the queue outside, and he spoke to every one of us, shook us by the hand, took our tickets. Yeah. And he did the same at the end when he was he'd taken off his tie and his shirt. He was down to his vest, and he's covered in sweat. So it's another very physical performance. And he stood at the door, literally thanking everybody for coming, which I thought was lovely. I
don't know if it's my perception, but I think more performers have met us at the end of the performance than I remember in previous years.
Yeah, and that's not just because we've got a lanyard that says
no, it's for everybody.
It's for everybody. And I like that's nice because it's quite. Certainly you were disappointed in the last video about a chap who didn't come out, but actually we've more and more. I think we have been. Or they'll say if you hang around at the end, I'll be out in a few minutes, and I'm happy to have a chat to you about play. And so that's lovely, actually.
Yeah, and certainly for Matthew, I think it reinforced part of his ethos was respect.
Yes.
And when you're greeted like that personally, you're thanked for coming.
Yeah.
That engenders respect.
Yeah,
so it's all part of, that's how he operates.
Yeah.
And we appreciate that.
Yeah, no, I thought it was an excellent piece of work. So his name
we need to, sorry, the
Jane-
sky is black.
Yeah, it's going to rain. You know,
Sorry, we just
we're about to finish, actually. So his name is Nat Matthew Roberts. He wrote and performed the piece. He's on every day at the Space UK Surgeons Hall, which is venue 53. And the time's not on here actually.
It was 4:05.
4:05
in the afternoon,
right.
obviously.
Highly recommended. We should do the stars. So Jane, how many stars from you?
Well, I am probably going to go for a very strong 4.
Okay. I thought you were going to go for 3.
Oh no.
And I'm pleased that you went for a 4.
Because are you going for a 4?
I'm also going for a very strong 4.
Okay.
But because you thought it was slightly.
No, because I thought
be...
the message. Those were just some observations.
Yeah, that's great. Actually,
but it didn't detract from the message, and the passion behind.
This
that,
is a really good piece of work. Highly recommended, and and can't stress enough. It's one of the things that you should probably go and see if you're going to come up here at the Fringe.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.
Bye.